happen for myself and my family. There's no way that this is real, man, it can't be.
What's up, everybody, and welcome back to Modified Your Life podcast, where I'm your host, Anthony Lopez, also known as Heavy to Modified. And here on Modified Your Life podcast, we talk about modify your life mentally, physically, emotionally, financially, and spiritually. And welcome all the Lees. I said Lee sandwich right now.
That was fire.
Did you see this setup?
Yes, and I'm trying not to look this way because I get distracted because we have a huge monitor here. So now like I can see myself.
We have live audience too.
Yeah.
We have live audience.
Time.
We had
and then we push a button for a round of applause.
Push it in with a fake round of applause, right? Also, too, this mic, I don't know what happened, but I'm just going to hold it for the whole podcast because we wanted to shoot this. We're excited. So first off, I want to say shout out to my boys at Premium Auto Styling because that is
Premium
where
Auto OC
office is at. So this podcast is sponsored by Premium OC. Premium
Auto OC.
If this was not for Premium OC, we would not be shooting a podcast.
The fact that I've told you how to say it 3 times.
It's Premium OC.
It's Premium Auto OC. That's how it is on Google.
Adrian, is it Premium OC or Premium Auto OC? Premium OC. Don't.
Hey, well, we got to correct
I thought
Google.
there was a plant right here.
It's
Adrian,
right there.
Can we have that plant right there? Do you mind? I know you're. Yeah, that plant right there. I don't like that there's nothing on that table. Like, either that or we put lotion.
Whoa.
Put a lotion bottle on there.
Okay, thank you.
No, hop in, Adrian. Say hi to everyone. Okay, can't. Okay, sure. But we haven't. We did not have Adrian. Adrian did not tell us how much he charged for a podcast. I'm scared about. Yeah. Look at that. That looks way cooler.
Wait, no, in the center.
That looks really cool. All right. Anyways, so shout out to my boys at Premium Auto Styling.
The fam.
PremiumAutoStyling.com, right? Is that my best friend Daniel, who's going to be on the podcast in the next couple of days. Mm-hmm. But yeah, we got a whole new setup. I want to change a couple of things. Lighting looks a little blown out, but as of right now, we're gonna get better as we go.
But the podcast is out of the living room.
We are back like your sweaty ass butt crack, baby.
You probably have a sweaty butt crack. You worked out twice today.
I worked out twice today. Today I worked out with Nate, which is going to be the next guest on my podcast. He was supposed to be the first one. Actually, Daniel was supposed to be the first one. Modified Frankie was like, no.
It's me.
She said it's her and no one else, so, you know. All right, well, she's on the first one. And then we're going to get Daniel and then Nate. Nate's lost like 200 pounds. And then Big Boy from Train Cartel. So we got a lot lined up.
I actually want to get Dez on here too.
Dez too?
It's Woke Up Like Dez.
Woke Up Like Dez. We have a lot of people coming over here. But we wanted to welcome ourselves back and welcome you guys back into Modify Your Life podcast because obviously you're here to get better. And just kind of share where we've been and like, you know, what we've learned and what we've accomplished, right? So the big thing is...
We're out of Vegas. Yeah.
We left Vegas. We went to Vegas to separate ourselves and to double down on ourselves and our brand, which...
Great decision.
The best decision. I've got rid of friends. I got new friends. Well, you know what? I actually have no new friends. All the people...
we just reestablished our old connections.
Our circle now are people that we've known from the beginning, but also have leveled up too.
That's the best part.
Right?
Because we're coming back where it's like, hey, like, this is what we've accomplished in this amount of time. Like, well, we did too. And we're like, hell yeah.
Yeah. You know, and we never didn't stay in contact with them. But we knew by going to Vegas is that one, I was getting a little comfortable and I knew I wanted to double up my brand. So since coming back from Vegas, we now have built well over as in like 6 figures is 100,000. We make well over 100,000 now. We've got into help. Yeah, thank God. We've got to help a lot of families over the last 2 years, right?
And we haven't done it for the purpose of sharing that on social media. All this has been on a personal level, not look at what we're doing for people, sign up for coaching.
No. 90% of the nice things that we do is off camera because at the end of the day, it's for us and it's for the other people. And like, we've been blessed tenfold, right? So this kind of goes in that thing of like, you do the right thing, right things happen to you because we've chose to do the right thing for the last 2 years, well, for a long time, but the last 2 years, we really doubled down on spiritually and made our relationship, everything like that. I mean, I feel that like life has been really pure. Not perfect.
Yeah,
I want to say pure, if that's even like the right word to even use.
Probably not, but I know what you mean, and it's better. It's clean.
Yeah, it's like, it's chaotic because we have
But
two business ventures coming up. We have
on top of what we have going on.
Yeah, on top of our own business, we have two businesses we're about to be start. Well, one is I'm gonna help my uncle double down on his business, which is a blessing. For you though, for the users that may not know, I didn't really grow up without or with a dad in my life. I had great uncles and mom and stuff like that. No consistent father figure. So my uncle plays a really big part of my life, and the fact that I get to help him expand his business after he's taught me so much is, I mean, that's what it's about. Like, you know what I mean? Like the fact that
You're
I
paying
get
it
to,
forward in a way.
yeah. And what about you though? And what have you been doing with your sisters? I think it's safe to say your sisters.
There's been a lot of growth with my my sisters specifically. I had a very tough conversation with one, but I told you about it. We don't need to get into specifics, but I was very proud of her because she was in a space where she wasn't happy with me. And then in our family, we sweep things under the rug and we don't talk about it. We just get over it eventually. But the fact that she gave me a call and said, hey, I'm not happy with you because of this, that, and the other. And we were able to have an adult conversation, a respectful conversation. And I told her, like, I'm so proud that you, like, expressed all of this to me. Hell yeah. And she's just like, I'm just really happy that you're not mad. I'm like, I'm never going to be mad at you for trying to problem solve with me. And that's great. And then with the other sister, I love her.
Dumpster fire. I love her.
But
too,
the best
though.
one.
She's the best dumpster fire. She's like a good smelling dumpster fire.
Yeah. So
it's like a dumpster that like someone threw steak in.
So two of those, well, I have 3 sisters. 2 of them are entrepreneurs. One does the Forever Flowers and she does nails, and the other one does hair extensions. And she is I had a conversation with her today. She called me and she's like, hey, I'm not getting support from family doing, business stuff. And she's like, and I need to get a studio because no one's going to take me serious if I don't have a studio. Like, I'm embarrassed. And when I say, like, I do my service from home. And then I told her, hey, like, you can't depend on the support of family, unfortunately. Mm-hmm. I was like, but I also gave her this piece of advice is I told her, I was like, you can't hold back from posting and all of the things because you work from home, because you do your service from home. Mm-hmm. Because I told her, as an example, because she wants to get a suite or studio. Mm-hmm. As an example, I said, how long have we been doing Heavy to Modified? And she's like, oh, for years. I'm like, okay, well, do you know that this month is the first month out of the 5 years that we have an official studio for Heavy to Modified? It's always been from home. And that didn't stop us from getting to 6 figures before we got here. And I said, you can't just have the studio just because
that's what looks
where
apart.
You're starting, right? And then like even her mentor, I'm like, how long? I was like, I need you to call your mentor and ask her, how long did you do hair at home before you had a studio, before you started teaching? I'm like, because you need to put that in perspective. You can't just be at the end goal already just because you started.
Well, I feel that society as a whole only sees what's in front of them.
Yeah.
Right? So people are going to look at this for not knowing us, right? They clicked on my Instagram, they see the following, they see I have a podcast, they listen. They're brand new to the Heavy to Modified lifestyle, right? Mm-hmm. They're not going to know that 5 years ago I couldn't hardly wipe my own ass. They're not going to know that 5 years ago I sold my Xbox, I was driving Uber, taking pre-workout at night. I was, suicidal. Like,
just to work.
You were 300, 400, how big are you? Like 700 pounds, whatever you were, something like that, right? They're not going to see that. They're just going to see the now, and like they're going to see this podcast setup, and they're not going to know that,
I want this too.
2 years ago, our podcast setup was just a camera and a microphone. And then it was a this, and then it was a living room, and then you get what I'm saying? Like, then it was a Heavy to Modified. They didn't see...
There's a timeline.
Like, what did Kobe say? Or what was it? Was it Kobe? What was it? Or was it Drake? You weren't with me shooting in the gym.
Oh.
Right? No, you were. But they weren't, though. Yeah. And they see these things. They think they need them to be successful. But the things that we need to be successful is starting. It's consistency, it's discipline, is building the grit and building the... What's the word? Well, the discipline to keep on going when things get difficult, when you do feel like you're not good enough, when no one is reaching out to you, when family's not supporting you, right? Because at the end of the day, it's what we do when we're not getting supported is going to lead us into a life we want, whether we like it or not, and that's going to be up to you, right? If we're not supported, it's okay, right? Because think about our story. When I went on a weight loss, the weight loss journey.
The one that stuck.
The one that stuck.
Yeah.
What did you tell me that you were waiting for me to do?
I was waiting for you to give up.
Hater ass.
And this wasn't from a standpoint, I wish he gives up. It was just something that I already expected because we did it so much together.
100%.
Where every Monday we're starting a diet.
I live my whole life on a diet.
So to me, it's like, oh, he's gone a week. Oh,
that's so cool.
2 weeks, 3 weeks, a month, 2 months. And I'm just like, oh, like it's inevitable. At some point, he's going to we're going to go to Cream
You're gonna
Barbecue
quit.
again.
I'm going to quit again.
And it's like he wouldn't. And I'm just like, wait, is this sticking?
That's right. Now I can see my dick, so I didn't quit.
Good job.
Thank you. Now you can see it. You're done. Anyway,
You walk off the set.
what is it when what show was that when he went on the set? Oh, Birdman. He's like, we put respect in my name, started knocking things over, and left the podcast.
Well,
Oh no, what about that girl? They came to the podcast and she wanted the accommodations. That's what I'm talking about. Accommodations.
that's what I'm talking about.
What's her name? Big Bazooka? What is it?
It's a lift
Big
girl. I'm
Dunkins
not
or something?
Sure. I have no idea.
What is it? Big what? The girl who like sued Lyft or something. She didn't win. It's like big
Oh, she
something.
didn't win.
No, she didn't win.
Oh,
I
damn.
think it's common sense. I mean, I don't
That
know.
deserves a counter
Just
sue,
thinking though, a couple times, like I feel like Uber, like especially the Ubers in TJ.
Those Mexico Ubers are.
Those Mexico Ubers.
I feel like we should have got
reckless.
fined a couple times.
I feel like one of them that car was salvage. Cause you weren't skinny either, homie.
I said we.
Big dog.
No, that was tipping.
Anyways,
Tipping on fofos.
Frankie 400.
Oh, no.
Damn, tipping scales. But yeah, no, it's we don't really pay attention, and we see this stuff right that we have, and we don't realize the hard work, right? We don't see they see a relationship and they think it just fell into place. And they don't see the days where we've had 5-hour conversations. We've came close to breaking up. We've had, arguments, right? You've fucking thrown a crock at me, right? Whatever it might be. Or
Several things.
Or they think, oh, well, Frankie has it easy because she doesn't have to work. She just has to,
She don't clock in.
She don't clock in, but yet they don't see when you're freaking building a whole podcast while I'm doing a Zoom call, or you're, you're doing my freaking, what is it, manic episodes.
Oh, he's manic, y'all.
I'm all over the place. But it's got us here.
Low key. I stopped fighting it. I'm just like, okay, well, what?
I think you more just
what
tell
trip
me
are we
like what's
going
more
on this
important. Yeah,
time?
you're like, okay, well, okay, you want to do 10 things, but what's the most important one? And then
We
we'll
did
get
that
done.
today when you were calling me, like, hey, grandma needs blah, 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 blah. I'm like, you know what? I don't understand what you're saying. I'm down, but can we talk about it later? I was like, but yes. I was like, but I
Just
don't
tell
know
me,
what you're saying.
Yeah, I'm all over the place. Well, what I've learned is like it's a superpower of mine that I'm not going to work on.
Cool.
Like I'd rather shoot 100 times a day and miss maybe 20 or 30 than shoot twice a day and miss 3. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's why, like, I'm going to be successful because I'm just going to fucking go when people are going to want to quit. And I think that's why we're here today. And we didn't just build a brand that had followers during COVID. Like, we're still here. We have a lot of clients. We have a waiting list. Like, we're still live and running. And because we've never had a bad rep either. Haven't screwed anyone over, right? Even people
Don't
that
plan
we could have, really, laid it into them. I chose to just take them the higher route. And the reason why we're here is because we know how hard we took to get here. We know the hard work it took to get here.
You know what's hardest for me? But you've taught
Tracking
me.
your food.
Hey, that's a different podcast. We need to talk about that.
Damn.
What's been hardest for me that you've taught me to go the long game? Because for me, what was hard in the beginning is I was okay with selling out because I didn't realize it was selling out. What to get brand deals and all these things for you, right? And I'm just like, yeah, let's do it. Because we would see your peers, right, that do the same thing. I'm like, yo, like, they're doing it. They're killing it. And you're like, no, we can't do that. But I didn't use this product. And I'm like, but maybe we can. And you're like, no. And it's been harder to say no to the temptation of we could have been the milli mark already.
Yeah, definitely.
But at the same time, those people that were popping are kind of nowhere to be found. They're no more. Now.
They're hitting me up and asking me how I'm doing it.
You're coaching them now.
Yeah.
No shade, but
I
shade.
think like for me, the biggest stepping stone for my life where I realized I was actually becoming a good person is when we turned down like that $300,000 contract.
That wasn't 300, baby.
It wasn't 300?
It hurt more.
What was it?
5.
500,000?
5 and change.
Call him back. Well, whatever. It was with the company where I can't obviously legally say it, but it was basically one of like those T's.
And the payment was to say that the whole weight loss journey you had.
And that was 3 years ago. So that means I would have been working there for the last 3 years and I would have lost all that weight too. And that would have been, then I would have been, at the end of the day, something I realized this. Being a good person is
having
the best way to live life. Having integrity, doing things with a moral compass, and understanding that things that give you instant gratification are never going to last. Right? That, you know what I mean? You go out, we're at the club, you have a great, amazing girlfriend, fiance, wife at home, and you see that girl for the second, it's instant gratification. It's not going to last. Right? You go out there, you go driving in
It's a gamble.
it's a gamble. You go in fast food line, you're hungry, you go in a fast food line, you eat the food. It's not that tastes good is not going to last. Whatever it might
last
be,
until your last bite.
it's going to and then it turns into instant regret. Yes. And what I've realized, and let me know how you feel about this, I've never had regret for doing the right thing.
No.
I've never regretted it. I've never regretted doing the right thing.
No,
I've regretted not starting sooner.
Oh, for sure.
Right? But I've never regretted doing the right thing.
There's a high from doing the right thing because you get excited and then you're like, okay, well, next time I did this, but then I could double down and do that too.
Well, yeah, that's what we're doing right now. So we're back in California round 2, baby.
Yeah, but it's been hard.
It's been like the last 4 months of being in Vegas, I was so checked out. I was ready to be here. Because we already knew that I was going to have an office here already. We already knew that I was we're going to, go back up. Shout out to my boy D, baby D. But it's like, I was ready for my next venture, right? Like I felt like I was ready to sit in a room with a whole bunch of, I was ready to hop in a room where I'm a fish and I'm hanging out with sharks. Because over there, I was a shark and I was hanging out with fish. And I don't feel like that ever levels you up. I think we
grew as much as we could there. And they're like, okay, now we're done here. There's nothing more for us. Now let's go back.
And we knew we were only going to be there for 2 years. I mean, we came back.
We extended it because it was worth it at the time.
Well,
and
we paid off like $40-something thousand in debt.
That's crazy.
Shit, I know.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Speaking about crazy, don't you get surgery next month?
So we shot a podcast that never went up where I announced to the podcast that I was getting surgery. My surgery date was, keyword was, supposed to be March 21st.
But she didn't listen. Let her iron get all messed up.
Yeah,
and now look at her sitting here with a wet ass.
My hemoglobins were too low to the point where my surgeon said my panel was not compatible with life.
Hey, you look hot right now.
Thanks.
I was looking in the camera.
I'm wearing a faja.
You tucked the gut in? Mm-hmm. You're looking good.
Thanks.
I get to kiss you.
Later. We've been like on a teenage love type of thing. I think it's because we're low-key homeless.
Actually, you know what? I was talking to Big Boy today.
Uh-huh.
I think we're going to get a house in Irvine, a place in Irvine. Yeah.
I'm down. But let's go back because I feel like I also got the tism like you. I was supposed
First
to
off, you're not one of me. No, stop it. You're not. You're not like me. All right.
They're not like us.
You're not dyslexic. You don't have ADHD.
No, I don't think. No, I'm not dyslexic. I could spell, but
chill.
Okay, wait. Let me go back.
It hurts.
Let's circle the block again on surgery. Right. I was supposed to get the surgery, and then I got a blood panel done here in California, and then I sent it to my doctor, and he's like, "Yo, like I think that the lab fluked your blood work because your hemos are not compatible with life." And I'm like, haha, you're right. And I'm like, you know what? I'm not going to waste my time. I'm just going to make the drive to TJ, Mexico, and get it done with you guys directly. And he's like, yeah, that's fine. I set that up. And then we did the blood work. The lady that took out the blood, was doing the blood draw thing, said, oh, yeah, those numbers, they definitely messed that up. If you did have those numbers, like, you'd be admitted into the hospital. You would be so pale, blah, blah. I'm like, oh, yeah, you're right. As soon as we get that done, we go eat. They call me within, 15 minutes? Mm-hmm. And they're like, we need you to come back.
They're like, you did.
And I'm like, what happened? He's like, those numbers weren't wrong. They're lower. And I'm like, stop it.
Lower. That's crazy.
Mm-hmm. Then we come back, and they, like, give me blankets now. And they're like, you need an iron infusion. And then they're like, yeah, surgery's postponed. And I'm like, you're lying. So
you started crying.
I'm a thug. So my levels went from 6.9 to 6.7. And then they said, yo, like, we have to postpone this because you're not healthy. And I thought, like, well, can't you just give me blood? And he's like, it don't work like that. And I'm
he said it does, but it's going to be out of your body. It cycles out, and then you're going to have your surgery, and then that goes low again. He's like,
you don't keep the blood. And I was like, okay, well, can't we still make this happen, you know? And he's just like, no, which I'm very thankful for them because, honestly, I'm negligent. I was just like, what can he pay to make this work? And they said no. They said one of two things will happen. One, most likely, you're not going to make it, period. Second option is you make it out of surgery, but you don't get the results you want because there's not enough blood in your body to go to your brain, your organs, and then for recovery, so your skin will die. One or the other. So he's like, postpone. They put me on hormone therapy where we have to do the shot every 5 days, a lot of iron, change my diet, blah, blah, blah. So now it's postponed. Possibly I'll get it done in April if my levels are higher. I need another iron infusion.
We're going next week, my birthday week.
Yeah.
March 13th.
And hopefully in April we get this body done because I'm tired of hiding this.
You're not really hiding anymore, we're just tucking it.
We disguising it.
Just folding it, stuffing it. Just a little faja action.
You
you know you're gonna get the surgery though. You know, the surgery is 100% cosmetic, right? It's not necessary, but it is obviously for our vanity. At the same time, it is more than for our health, right? Because we already did the work, it's just skin. Now you're gonna get the surgery though, but the main thing is like, remember, our whole goal in our weight loss journey and our story was to become healthy, right? So we got to make sure we're healthy over anything, because who cares about loose skin if you're unhealthy or if you're healthy?
But
obviously
the craziest thing is that it put in the moment. I didn't care about any of the things other than I'm not getting surgery today. No. So it put things in perspective to me that just because you lost 140 pounds does not mean that you're healthy.
No. Well,
there's more that goes to it.
I believe that you could be skinny.
And when it comes to health, that you're gonna pay for it regardless. Like how I've had anemia for a couple years. I never took care of it. And now that I want to do something so bad, it's like, well, you're gonna have to take care of this first. When I could have done it before.
Life's like IRS. You get away with it for a couple months, a couple years, but then you can get that letter. I'm like, damn, you owe me freaking $7,000.
Yeah.
Ask me how I know.
So I'm paying the IRS right now.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Ask me how I know.
I'm good.
Hate you, TurboTax. Can't stand your ass.
Oh, by the way, I'm wearing socks.
Right? But I took my shoes off. They can't even see your feet. So it is what it is, though. You know, you worked hard. You know, we're going to get your surgery. You're going to get it. You just got to make sure you're healthy, because no one wants you dying on the table. So, now it's just, a wake-up call to, Piper had to get paid. And unfortunately, it was at the sacrifice of your surgery date. Not surgery date. Right? But you learn, right? And I think it's a lesson that a lot of us out there can learn is, like, just look at.
I've said it before. We're never done with learning.
Well, no, I'm gonna say I've said it before. I'm gonna say it again. Live a life of convenience, and it will equal a life of inconvenience. And what I mean by that is, if you do the thing that constantly makes you happy and feel good, and instant gratification, and eat the meals, not track your food, all the things that you're just convenient to you, right? Go to fast food all the time, not meal prep, whatever it is, right? Go for the convenience things. It's going to lead into a life of lack of discipline, of obesity, of high blood pressure, of diabetes, or whatever it is. So go ahead. Live that convenience. Yeah, that convenience fee is going to stack up like compounding interest. So it's either you do the things now that are supposed to be right for your life, do the things that are going to make you a healthy, physically and mentally and emotionally person, or in a couple months or a couple years when your life is a dumpster fire, don't get mad because you've earned it. I don't think anyone has a shitty life that hasn't earned it. Now, we're not talking about kids and stuff. We're talking about adults, right? Adults.
I feel like our life is literally, I forget how to put it into words, but I thought about it before. Like, our current reality is just all of the decisions we've made until this point. Well, so every decision you've made,
the first 5 years of relationship,
where you're at.
First 5 years of our 6 years of relationship, we lived a life of instant gratification, of indulgence of the world. The last 5 years of our relationship, we've changed ourselves. We worked on ourselves. We did the right things. We've adjusted. We've adapted. We've overcame. We've changed habits. We've changed friends groups. We've started going to church, and look where we're at.
Yeah,
do you know what I'm saying? Like,
it's a lot of work, and we've even considered are we even a good fit now? Like, are we in love, or do we just have love for each other? And there's so much
hell.
History.
Better love me, homie.
No, I'm saying these have been conversations.
No, yeah, well, we have to because you're
the
not
question was
the
never
person.
Do I love you? I'm regardless of if we're together or not, we're always gonna love each other. But are we in love?
Yeah.
Are we going the same way?
Well, we're two different people, and obviously the answer was yes because we love.
And we learned that it's important to have these check-ins, the real check-ins.
Real check-ins, not just surface.
Yeah.
Well, it's good with anything in life. It's always sometimes I'll talk to my clients hey, how are you doing? How are you doing this program? How are you liking the Zoom calls? What can I do to help you more? Sometimes it's just good for a check-in, just a mental checkup. Hey, how's life been? Right? Because sometimes there's been times where I've talked to clients, I've said, hey, how's life? And next thing you know, it goes quiet. and then
You're
they
like,
cry. And I'm like, oh, damn. But that, like, think about
But
it.
they
Like,
needed it.
you need it. Sometimes you need it. And we don't understand that by sometimes us just speaking up. Now, I will say this. It's very difficult when you don't have support, right? It's like what your sister had brought up to you. It's very difficult when you feel your family's not supporting you. And it's very difficult to speak up. But I don't know. I mean, I'm pretty sure there's people, like, there's a 1% maybe who doesn't, but I'm pretty sure we all have someone to talk to.
Mm-hmm.
And if you don't have someone to talk to, you have your religion, you have yourself, right? Because at the end of the day,
whatever you believe in.
well, yourself, your religion, whatever it is, right? Not trying to get spiritual, but it's like this. You always have someone to talk to, and if you have no one to talk to, you have yourself. Regardless, at the end of the day, you talking to yourself and creating a game plan to win is only going to benefit you anyways.
Mm-hmm.
Because no matter if I have 100,000 people to talk to, if I don't listen to what I'm saying and come up with a game plan to beat it or to win it or to overcome it, then it was irrelevant me talking to someone or talking to no one. Because either way, I didn't get it done.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Agreed. Yeah. I've been working recently, maybe the last 6 months, on my relationship with myself. Because, a lot of times where we get really delusional, where we will ourselves kind of like, no, it's okay. Like, if I don't do this, it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. Right.
Mm-hmm.
And then, like, we're our own worst enemy.
100%.
And then, I've been working on a better relationship with myself to, like, really call myself out. But also, like, if I'm feeling a big emotion, really dissect, why am I mad at this? Like, why is it triggering me?
I like that.
And remember how, like, I'll tell you sometimes, like, hey, babe, I was thinking. Like, today I told you how I broke down. I was thinking about this. And then, like, I go on a whole tangent because, like, I'm really working on, because you're going to be your own best friend.
100%. Well, yeah.
Whether you have, like, how you had mentioned, like, your circle of people or not, you're always going to have yourself. Like, you can't just leave yourself, right?
At the end of the day, when you die, there's only one name on that tombstone.
And that's the most important relationship.
That's
is
it,
with yourself.
Like, are you happy? When you wake up, are you happy? Because there's plenty of people who say they're happy, but when you wake up, are you happy?
Mm-hmm.
And I've found that happiness is doing the right things.
Agreed.
That's what I found. Like, man, like, my brother coming and working with us and making some money, like us be going to talk, your sister calling us now and asking for business advice, and me taking her under my wing and, like, showing her the ropes and stuff like that. Her feel more comfortable, seeing the good other side of business, that what you could build, like, and it's not just me, it's you too. Me and her just have a tight relationship, but she's watched you do it. She's watched you also grow this brand into what it is.
Yeah.
And it's a simple thing as this. We decided to not be lazy, and we decided to work when other people weren't willing to work. We decided to show up when other people took the day off, and we will continue to keep working when no one works, and we will keep continuing to show up whenever it takes a day off. Because if it's gotten us this far in the last couple of years, I only can imagine what the next 10 years is going to look like.
I'm excited for those.
I am beyond excited because I got a McLaren I want to buy. I went to Eurocar last week. I didn't post it, but went to Eurocar.
Got some info?
And they're $20,000 down.
Okay.
And like $3,200 a month for a McLaren.
That's not bad. I mean, it's not smart right now.
Not smart right now.
But it's not bad.
But I'm going to own a McLaren.
Period.
100%. We're going to go on a date in a McLaren that we own. That I own. I'm not putting your name on the McLaren. Sorry, that's mine.
Can you just do it just
No,
for funsies?
Not doing it. You got to try to break up with me, try to divorce me, and try to take it.
No, I'm so petty. I'll leave you everything.
You heard it first. Right?
Clip that one.
Clip that, chat.
Like,
But
keep it all.
no. And we're going to grow. And I'm excited to share more. I'm excited for you guys to watch us grow, but I'm more excited for you guys to grow. Mm-hmm. I'm more excited for you guys to build the lifestyle that you want, physically, mentally, emotionally, financially.
All the leads that you
when it
talk
comes to, this stuff, I'm going to be 100% honest as we get into this podcast and dive in more on who we are. I'm a very goal-oriented, but also materialistic-driven person.
They go hand in hand for
And
you.
then Francine is driven from, I think, just success.
What drives me is, I'm going to tell you, it's not going to make sense, but because it's not like a materialistic thing, what drives me is how I want the end of my life to look like.
Mm-hmm.
And it requires all of this.
All the hard work.
All the hard work.
Just-
Because at the end of my life, like, I don't want to have to, like, live with our child, right? Like, you know, usually when someone gets older, they end up living with their kids. Like, I don't want that because I don't want the burden of taking care of us on someone else. Like, I want to be so financially secure that we're going to retire comfortably.
Yeah.
That we're not going to have to penny pinch.
I like that. One of my things before we get going, right, is something I heard the other day. It's super cliche, but I really think it would be great to end on the, you know, what you just talked about, is that someone said when you die, they're not going to pay attention to the car you drive or the shoes you were wearing or the materialistic things you own. They're going to talk about you if you were good.
Mm-hmm.
And
or how you made them feel.
Or how you made them feel. Or what type of person you were to them, right? So, you know, that's going to be a positive thing.
Mm-hmm.
Or that's going to be a negative thing. And that choice is 100% going to be yours.
That's crazy.
Right? So what kind of mark do you want to leave when you're no longer here? How do you want your kids,
what do you want to be remembered by?
How do you want your kids to remember you? How do you want your nephews to remember you? How do you want your godsons to remember you? How do you want your girlfriend, your wife, whatever it is to remember you?
Mm-hmm.
And are you doing that right now? If you're not living that life right now, then why are you wasting time?
I like that.
Right?
I'm so excited to be back.
Me too. I like the podcast.
I don't want to shoot again.
Hey, let's go. All right, everybody. Well, this is Modify Your Life Podcast. This is your host, Anthony Lopez, also known as Heavy to Modified, co-host Modified Frankie. And we are back. So for you guys to remember, if you're on our YouTube channel right now, Mondays is going to be a podcast. Wednesdays are going to be vlogs. And Fridays are going to be podcasts.
Oh, one more thing.
Don't forget to comment.
Comment who you want to be on here. Because I'm not going to be on here every single time. We
can't afford her.
We need
it's too expensive.
Oh, true. Oh, I have a Beamer now. You don't
She
know
has a Beamer now. She's way too expensive now.
I pitch in for it.
How much is your car payment?
I don't know.
Must
I
be
throw some money at it though. Anyway, what I'm saying is,
do some ass.
I need you to start for sure. Throw some back at it.
Yeah,
comment who you want to see on the podcast because I will be sliding in their DMs. If anyone that you follow on social media like inspires you or you want to know more about, leave it in the comments and I will make sure that they sit here and talk to Big Tuna. And also comment that you want Heavy Talks to come back.
Oh, we're back. Heavy Talks are back.
Mm-hmm.
I hope you guys are ready for that. It's about 10
Little
to
rip
15
potato
minutes
chip?
of me let it rip potato chip.
Nice.
All right, everyone get out there and
See you
win.
next
We're
time.
back. See you on Wednesday.
Wednesday?
Well,
no, that's a vlog.
For the vlog.
Yeah.
Friday. Get out there and win. What are you listening to us for? We gave you all the information you need. Go build yourself.
Live, laugh, love.
Live. I hate that.
Get out of here.
All this happened for myself and my family. There's no way that this is real, man, it can't be.